Hi, it's Claire, the intuitive reader. I am going to do a quick reading to close out the day. It's been a busy day and it's after 11, so I look tired. I'm in my pajamas, but I want to do a little reading before I head to bed. So I am going to work with the, let's see, cards everywhere. The fairy tarot cards. These are really cool. I like them. I wonder if these people's really their real names, because I mean, Valentine. I see all sorts of things on the front of these cards, and I'm like, okay, that could be someone's name, but I really doubt it. But you never know. I mean, people name their kids really strange things, and I think they think it's like, oh, special and unusual and fun. But I've never met somebody with an unusual name who is like, oh man, I'm certainly glad my parents did that. Most people want a name that kind of reflects them, not makes them some kind of oddity. And I don't know why I'm talking about that. I have a very, I don't know, cliche name. All my names are very cliche. But I like them. And the first card that popped out was the sun. So, new life. Oh, I was talking about naming, and the sun has to do with new beginnings. The birth of something new. It's usually a baby or someone in their birthday suit. In this case, it's a little older fairy, but there's sunflowers here and the sun. It's like illumination. So maybe there's a baby, or just the birth of something really new and cool. Who knows? It's getting a lot of excitement, like there's an announcement. Oh, whoa, okay. Then the Hermit, which is so we've got Leo, Virgo, so the summer, and the sun. See the Hermit here, the sun is bringing in calling in the sun from within. So I guess, okay, so something illuminated internally from going within. And the other card that popped up with that is Six of Summer. Again, summer. So lots of exciting, introspection and growth. And yeah, something exciting, like literally a birth of a project, a growth of a project is something exciting. And it could have to do with children. Or romance, a wedding, children, or just some really cool project, some very fast movement, but also just warm and vibrant. I wonder where that's coming from. Feels really good though. I mean, yeah, it's a lot of just very warm, like maybe finding yourself, if not another person, because yeah, there's a lot of romance, flowers. Oh, we got Seven of Summer. So summer is pentacles, abundance. It's saying now is the time, like create the rainbow, like follow that rainbow. So like there's a spark here from within, from going within, from spending time. Maybe it's time to come out into the sun, Hermit, because you have a fiery idea. You've spent enough time deciding what you want to take on this journey, and one of the things you want to really do is Like, think about your past and who you are in a more positive way, a more childlike way. Going into hermit mode, almost like going in a more aged person, a more, you know, you've been there for years. And then, you know, I didn't even notice there's little flowers here. So it's like, and they look so small because you're an adult now and you're looking back and you're like, oh, wow. You know, they used to, I don't remember the flowers being this small. I don't remember these lines on my face. But look how big they were when you were a child, you know. This fire and light is completely there when you're a child. So stop thinking of yourself maybe as this person that has lost their fire, their spark, just because they're not a child anymore. There's such beauty in contemplation and grace and understanding that you can't have as a child. You know, when you look back at your childhood, you might not remember that there were moments of such exuberance and happiness that you didn't want to end the day because the sun was on your face. The flowers were just everywhere. It felt like they were literally the sky. Flowers and scents and wonder and mystery. And as we get older, we're like, oh, you know, everything was hard. It wasn't really that great. I just remember wrong. And we don't remember wrong. We have to remember that with perspective shouldn't become a hardening. It should become an opening and a kindness and compassion for what it felt like to be a child. Like every time you saw a rainbow, it was magical. It wasn't just like, oh, there's another rainbow. It was like, wow, you know, I can get to the treasure if I just follow the rainbow. And, you know, beyond that rainbow was Wonderland, you know, just this wondrous place that was full of mystery. But that mystery and that wonder is within you. It hasn't gone away as you've gotten older. We have to remember that with perspective, we grow distant from what we experienced, and then we might lose that wonder if we don't remember that the sun still feels amazing just because you felt it. However many days you've been on the earth, it's still as incredible. The rainbows are just as incredible. The flowers are just as fragrant and amazing, but you have stopped. You've said that your current life, the years you've lived, it has grown you so far from what you used to remember, what's still inside you. So, you know, it's time to take that sun and remember that it's all around you. It's within you. And you can return there. So anyway, I might have gone on a little too long about that. I was just feeling really good to because, you know, there's flowers in all these cards, even the Hermit card, which in my experience is not a very flowery card. So I felt like that was a really clear indication that it's like, oh, you know, remember, we get stuck in what society tells us an adult is. And then being an adult is something our kids dread nowadays. It used to be like, I'm going to be an adult and I'm going to do this and I'm going to take over the world. And now our children are saying, I don't want to grow up. I don't want to be an adult. Being an adult sucks, in children's opinion nowadays. It's not a source of pride because we've filled it with never having any fun, never just taking a moment to really look at a bug and see what my child showed me in a picture. Oh, there's a little fly in my room. I took a picture of it. Wow. It's so beautiful. Look at the greens and reds. Look at how amazing it is. And I was like, wow, I don't ever want that to be gone. We have decided that being an adult means that you're crazy if you enjoy toys, unless they're collector's items. You're crazy if you want to play games, unless they're violent games about war or competitive or something gross. So then, to clarify this, so this is the King of Spring, which is the King of Wands, and this is moving in quickly. So there's a lot of prosperity here that's coming with some kind of return to what's important. With that, you'll find that if you get to the base of why you're doing something, not the end goal, the need, so going, I want to be rich, so that's why I do my work. That's not going to get you where you want to go. That's going to get you miserable. And you can't really, just like a radio can't pick up on radio stations that it isn't tuned to, you can't attract what you're asking the universe for because you are not on the right station. So you have to live in the moment. If you want your life to be full of wonder and surprise and to have anything you could possibly imagine, because the imagination of a child is beyond anything any adult these days is thinking about. The imagination of a child has no limits, so therefore the manifestation power of a child is incredible. You can have that too. You have to live like you don't know what's coming, because you don't. You're letting your deductive reasoning, your that kind of mind, go, make sense of everything, mind take over, when if you let your imagination take over and had it in a positive direction. If you think bad things all the time, you are manifesting that because you are an antenna. That's what DNA is. And so when you transmit out there around all the people you're around that everything's horrible, everything's bad, and everybody you see is this, that, and the other, and they're going to do this, that, and the other, you are literally going to attract that because you are a frequency. That's just science. You are a antenna. So what you transmit out, you're going to attract. And whether you realize it or not, you're like, no, it's not my fault. It's not your fault. But be aware that if you put something in water and then you go, no, it's not dirty now, that's delusional. But if you say, hey, I'm putting all these negative, yucky thoughts in my head and it's not coming out of me, that's just like, here's a 1-to-1. So I think returning to this place of being really in touch with that wonder and creation and that anything's possible, and remembering that just because you have trauma, just because you've gone through horrible things, does not mean that there haven't been amazing moments of wonder in your life. And the more you focus on those moments of wonder, there will be more. That's just how it works. And if you keep, this could be profitable too. I mean, if you're not following your internal compass, because, if birds can do that, human beings have a little bit of that. There's all these animals that have an internal compass on which direction to go, what is better for them. We have to understand that sometimes we go towards things that, in very quick ways, that are really bad for us, but we do it for a very good reason, because we want to feel, you know, like safe. And sometimes the unknown, even if the possibility is amazing, is too terrifying for us. But when we were kids, we didn't even know that we couldn't fly. And if you watch little kids climb and stuff, it's amazing. They literally look like they're floating and flying. It's incredible. Children scale bookcases. They survive tornadoes. Children are boundless in their creativity. And we are just children who have more lines and have gray hair and, you know, focus on things that aren't as important. So remember, you're always a kid in there. And, this is the next card that came out, the Ace of Winter, which is the Ace of Swords. And this is new thoughts. So going within, really finding the light within yourself. That light that is still in there, it is not dead. And no person that dies, no matter what they've gone through, you return a child to a safe environment, they are still a child. They will come out of it. We have to remember that we are holding on to our baggage. This child is walking with a tiger because children can commune with animals, big, scary animals, because they are not projecting things on the animal. There is no fear. There's complete trust. I wouldn't put your kid in a with animals. That's completely moronic, but because you know better. But just because you know certain things does not mean you know everything. And that can be scary, to be unsure. But the only way to learn is to not know something or be wrong and then go research the answer. So, yeah. You're going to have challenges in life. Success is not letting them turn you into a hardened person. It's still finding joy and wonder in the smallest things and knowing that everything is really going to be okay. No matter what happens, no matter when people die, I've had that recently. And it gave me an opportunity to remember what I was grateful for and give thanks and forgiveness. Forgiveness is so important. Not for anyone else, but for yourself. If you forgive everything, you don't have to forget. Don't forget. But don't hold on to it because it weighs you down. You can look back at your life and go, well, I was so much better off, or this was easier, and I had all these hard things to deal with, so I can't see the wonder in life anymore. I just don't see the wonder in life anymore. Put down your phone. Stop watching these videos. Just do it for a day. Feel the anxiety. Sit within it. And see what comes to your mind. The world will still function. You will not die. It's hard. We need to feel connected, but we'll never feel connected unless we connect with ourselves. That's the scariest frontier that we don't want to face, is ourselves, is looking back at our younger selves and go, would I be proud of myself? Because your younger self value different things than you value. But would they be proud of you? They're watching because they're part of you. Are you proud of yourself? And if you're not, don't let shame take you over. Instead, be the child. Be that adult that your child self would be proud of. They weren't only consumed with being rich and famous, because those were just symptoms of the happiness they wanted you to feel. They wanted to grow up and be the most successful, happy person. And with age, you learned that meant having full relationships, having people that were there when you needed them, being there for others. So there's still time. There's always time. Yeah, I like seeing the snow fairy. She's not letting that cold get in her way. She's making something very unique, because, you know, this is a water molecule. And when water molecules come together, they create snowflakes. And snowflakes are incredible because we can't see them forming at these teeny tiny microscopic levels, just like the Wandering Kids. You can't see it, but you know it when it's there. You can just feel it. You can feel the uniqueness and specialness. And that's why everyone is special. We all came into this world so unique, so special, and we have to remember that we are still those people, and that our younger selves want to be proud of us. Time isn't linear. You can still make that child proud. You can still affect all your memories from the past by who you are today. Every kind thing you do, you don't really pass it along. Anyway, I don't know if I'll ever post this, but I just felt like there was something out there. Somebody needed to hear that it's okay. You don't have to be some sort of super adult. It's a role. Being an adult is so malleable, so we're just pretending. So what kind of play do you want to be in? You get this act. You know, this is a one-run play. Remember that kid just spinning around, having adults be like, oh my God. They had forgotten. Next time you see a kid doing that, doing some crazy kid thing, being able to yell whenever they want. I mean, my God, how many adults would just love to be able to yell without getting arrested, or have people be afraid of them, because people fear that spontaneity. But you still have it within you, and now you have the freedom of an adult where you can literally crank up your music and dance and scream and cry in your car while you drive around. Kids would have loved that. Now you're like a kid in an adult body, and you get to do all the amazing things that you wanted to do. You didn't want to screw people over. That was never an occurrence to you as a child. Anyway, I don't know who this is for. Maybe it's for me. But yeah, I'm glad I did it. Okay, thanks. Good night.